I think today is June 21st, 2020. We're right in the middle of the coronavirus pandemic. It's about 92 degrees here in Trinity, Newport Richey, Florida. Water in the pool is about 80 degrees. It's like a bathtub, and it's June. Tonight, against all health experts' recommendations, our president, Donald Trump, is holding a rally inside in Tulsa, Oklahoma, where there will be 19,000 individuals, along with our president and many other politicians, having a rally for the Republican cause and for Trump's re-election. Health experts fear this could end up being the supercarrier, the event similar to Philadelphia in 1918 when they held a bond parade in the middle of the pandemic, and within days 12,000 people who attended the parade had died. CDC recommends the wearing of face masks. In fact, when I get out of the pool, I really should put one on. And yet, I'm not inside with 18,999 individuals next to me. I haven't heard any specific worst case scenarios for the number of people that could become infected, and of those that get infected, assuming it's a group that are in makeup to the overall U.S. population, at least 5.7 of those, of 100 of those will die. So for every 1,000, that's 25 people. For every 10, that would be 250. So 500 people. If it's, again, statistically the norm. But this is an event where it's going to be above the norm. So say it's twice the norm. It's 1,000 people. Say it's 3 times the norm. 1,500. Say it's 4 times the norm. 2,000. Now, let's say 5,000 people acquire and are asymptomatic, but yet they're carriers, and they go back to Texas, Arkansas, Nebraska, South Dakota, Kansas, because they're coming from an 8-state, 9-state region, and they obviously not the type of individuals that are fearful of going into dangerous coronavirus situations. It could spread like wildfire. It could be a fire we can't put out. Why? Why? Because we have a president who cares about one person himself. He needs a rally. He's cramped and caged at the White House, and he needs to get out and get inspired by his base. He's an idiot. He's corrupt. He's an amoral human being. And this is not Republican. This is not Democrat. There's the Lincoln Project, a group of Republicans who say we can't let him win again, or we may not have another election. He could become a dictator easily. We used to think things were impossible. Couldn't happen here in the United States. Well, you know what? We have an attorney general who, from all practical purposes, withdrew charges against General Michael Flynn for his lying to the FBI. He pled guilty in court, in front of a judge, twice. And now, the Justice Department, under William Barr, has withdrawn the charges, saying the FBI didn't have cause to interview him. That never has happened before, or at least not in a high-profile case. Now, what's the difference between General Michael Flynn and you and me? Well, General Flynn happens to be buddies with the president. Then there's Mr. Stone, who informed the president before stolen Democratic emails in the 2016 election were released to the public, knew about them, facilitated them. He was charged. And then suddenly, in swoops Attorney General Barr and has the sentence drastically reduced. What do Michael Flynn and Mr. Stone have in common? Would you believe they both are buddies with the president? Oh, the campaign manager for the 2016 Trump election. The name escapes me right now. Well, we have the coronavirus, and they are starting to release some of the non-violent criminals to home arrest. There was an assault in his prison that had the coronavirus, and yet he was one of the very first to be sent home on home arrest. That's really, really wonderful. John Bolton, who refused to testify in the impeachment hearings, his book will be coming out on Tuesday, and it's been already released to reviewers and media, and it's scary. He was the National Security Advisor for a year and a half, and the title of the book is Inside the Room. He was inside the room. The president is threatening the Justice Department will file charges against him. And that's our president. If you're an enemy of the president, watch out. You're Jim Comey, the former director of the FBI, who was doing everything by the book and was investigating the Trump campaign, and he's the one who got the Mueller investigation started. Watch out. John Brennan, watch out. It's a scary time to be an American. Joe Biden, the Democratic nominee for president, in the last Fox poll nationally, was ahead 50% of registered voters to Trump's 38%. Unheard of a number for 12%. 12 points ahead. But the fear isn't winning. It's getting Trump to move and leave the White House and give up the power. That's not Donald Trump. He will find, or I shouldn't say he will try every trick, every way he can possibly think of to refuse to leave the presidency. It may be the first time in U.S. history where we don't have a peaceful transition of power from one president to the next. It's never happened before, and we're at president number 45. Donald Trump, the worst president we've ever had, may, in fact, cause that to happen. Will he be successful? No way. No way. The military hates him. I can't believe the Secret Service is buddies with him. He will be removed forcibly, if necessary. In 2016, he didn't have a record. In 2016, he was not known that he was as racist as he is. He has a record today. And he will be removed from the White House and sent to prison. It'll be one heck of a ride between November, I think it's the 3rd, first Tuesday in November and January 20th when he has to leave office. If you think back to President Obama, nobody even considered that a possibility. Nobody talked about it. It was unheard of. Now, Trump, it's a very, very strong possibility. This is Ed here from Trinity Palms Pool in Newport Richey, Florida. Reporting.